We're seeing a lot of Switch 2 versions of like Switch 1 games, or Switch 2 ports, I guess, of Switch 1 games, with additional content, patches, and whatever have you. And the next game on that list is going to be Animal Crossing's New Horizons. That's going to be getting a free update, which is going to add some LEGO furniture and playable NES and Game Boy games, which is very interesting because it feels like those playable NES and Game Boy games that they're going to be putting in, I feel like is a way of circumventing Nintendo Online, because for whatever reason, like Nintendo Switch Online gives you the ability to be able to play classic games as well. So if they're adding those classic games here to some extent, or like even just a couple of them, I guess that's kind of interesting to kind of keep in mind as we talk about this. But basically, players can buy classic Nintendo products and play games on them if they have a Switch Online. I guess. Oh, okay. So you do need a Switch Online membership. Hold on, wait. Okay, no, wait. The subtitle doesn't feel like it's actually talking about the main title, because again, it's just generically saying that. Hold on, wait. So the upcoming free update for Animal Crossing New Horizons will include new collaboration content from the likes of LEGO, as well as playable retro Nintendo games. So like Ice Climbers, for example, is being used here, which I think is very funny. Let's see, Nintendo announced a Switch 2 version of, Animal Crossing New Horizons. Is going to be coming out on the 15th of January 2026, alongside a free update to the base game for those playing it on the original Switch. And if I remember right, it's actually going to be like the upgrade, I think is like $10 or something like that. The free update is going to bring the game up to 3.0, which will add numerous new features, including a pier-side hotel. The hotel has souvenir shop, which will start adding retro Nintendo products as the hotel's brand recognition increases. Interesting, okay. These include old Nintendo toys like the Ultra Hand, Ultra Machine, and Love Tester, as well as consoles like the Famicom, NES, Famicom Disk System, Game Boy, and Super Famicom. Not only can players buy these consoles and place them in their home, but if they have an active Nintendo Switch Online subscription, they can play games on them. Okay, no, so you do need a Nintendo Switch Online subscription to make it work. Never mind. I thought you could get around it, but I guess I was just kind of reading things completely wrong in that sense. The new update will also add extra collaboration items through Nook Shopping, including a variety of official LEGO creations. I love how like not Nintendo, but LEGO is like now trying to get into everyone's business, from places like Fortnite to like other games where LEGO doesn't feel like it belongs. It does feel like it belongs in Animal Crossing, but not by much, if I'm being completely honest. I feel like Animal Crossing could have done without the LEGO stuff, but we'll wait and see like what that stuff is that they're going to be adding on, because I would love to come back to New Horizons and, you know, just keep playing the game. It's been a while since I've visited my island, so yeah, there's that too. Players will be able to buy items like Lego beds, workbenches, fireplaces, plant sofas, tables, and outfits, and that is a fully Legoed out room. Okay, what the heck? I actually don't like the look of that, with everything being Lego. Like some things here and there being Lego, but not the whole thing. Whoa, not a fan of that at all. Other collaborations will make use of amiibo figures to unlock items and characters from other Nintendo games, including Legend of Zelda and Splatoon. Okay, by tapping various Zelda amiibos, players will be able to make a selection of Zelda-themed items. That's cool, including outfits, the Triforce, the Master Sword, Majora's Mask, and an Ocarina, and others. They will also be able to invite 2 new Zelda-themed characters, Tulin and Mineru, who could also be invited to live on other players' islands. That's actually really cool. And I'm not a Splatoon person, but I'm going to still talk about this anyways. Tapping a Splatoon amiibo, meanwhile, will invite 2 more new characters, CC and Viche? I don't know who those are. Who are dressed in Splatoon-themed clothing. Splatoon items will also be added to Nook Shopping, including Splatoon lockers and Inkling headwear. Interesting, so you're able to just make full Lego rooms, also rooms themed after just Zelda and also Splatoon. That seems cool. I'm surprised that wasn't there before, I'm surprised that wasn't an idea that they were thinking about pushing down the line in like a new Animal Crossing, I should say. Because when you think about like a Nintendo property and you think of another way of bringing other Nintendo properties into a property, it really does feel like Animal Crossing is like that central property that every other Nintendo IP could have a little bit of itself put in there. Like, I feel like they should be able to add some Mario themed stuff, for example. I could see them adding F-Zero themed stuff. I feel like F-Zero is a bit out there, but like, I could totally see them adding stuff from, what's it called? The fighting game that they do, platform fighter, Smash. I don't know why I was like completely forgetting Smash for some reason. I feel like they could add some Kirby stuff as well. Kirby is coming back, Kirby Air Riders, as well as Kirby in the Forgotten World as well. A couple of examples, and also another game that's got a Switch 1 version that's also also has a Switch 2 port with additional content, etc, etc. So I feel like there's a lot that could be done in the world of Animal Crossing, but they don't necessarily need to do that. But if they do, it's, you know, better to do it sooner rather than later. But then I feel like the expectation of a next iteration in the game will then, people will expect to be like, oh, you put all this content in here, now for the next game, put all of that content and then some. So I feel like maybe there's a chance they just want it to be a special thing for now and not a special thing that's going to stick around for a lengthy period of time. That being said though, did Animal Crossing really need a Switch 2 edition? Kind of, just because performance is going to be kind of rubbish when you have too much stuff going on your island, that it actually drops the frame rate, because the game does drop at like 15 frames a second. So guaranteeing 30 FPS on the Switch 2 version is huge, but not really, depending on who you ask. It's huge for Animal Crossing fans and not really for literally everyone else, which I think is very, very funny to think about and also to mention and talk about. But with all of that being said though, even though this is actually a very specialized story to myself and a handful of other people that actually like playing Animal Crossing, I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I may move for 500 subs by the end of the year. And with all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.